Welcome to the Let's Talk Fashion today. I'm going to be doing it by myself, not with my dad, because I'm the star.
Olivia, is that you playing around in my studio? What's going on, peoples? Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Fashion, hosted by your boy Remo, aka Mr. Rich Threads, powered by the JBT Network. Before we even get into this week's episode, I want to give you guys a round of applause. I've been appreciating all the engagement that we've been having in the comments section. Liking, subscriptions. The numbers been looking good. The comments is amazing, where you guys are giving me an intake of your history line in fashion and what you guys enjoyed and appreciated during your era, and that is much appreciated because the engagement keeps me going and keeps me motivated in this space we call fashion. So I love to talk about it with you guys, so keep it going. And if you get a chance, do subscribe to the channel where you can check out some of the old other videos that we've presented to you guys, and it's been a dope experience so far. Fashion Week has just kicked off, and it's a time to be alive in New York City where fashion meets the road. So when you get a chance, check it out, man. We went to a beautiful event at Woodstack, Brooklyn. I did an unboxing with some of the gifts that was given to me, and shout out to those people over there for New York Fashion Week kickoff at Woodstack. And with that being said, let's roll right into this week's episode where we're going to be discussing something a little bit different, a nice direction, I should say. When it comes to the look, the appeal, the pizzazz, the aura, most of the time, your selling point is your outfit. But what really gives you that finishing touch is your footwear. And on this week's episode, we're going to discuss somebody who really changed that avenue when it comes to footwear. And his name, the shoe surgeon, that is. The shoe surgeon is synonymous inside and outside of the athletic arena, whether it be stars, whether it be football, basketball, boxing. He's been all over the place making customs for these people. And he's second to none when it comes to this kind of artistic way of presenting his art on footwear, because he's known as the shoe surgeon, Mr. One of One. He's worked with the likes of, you name it, I'll tell it. Whether it be Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Dak Prescott, LeBron James, the list could go on. Where this guy sits down with a client and he really gets an idea of what he is presenting to his client and what direction they're really looking for to come out of this project. Whether it be an emotional moment, whether it be a monumental moment where they're receiving an award or breaking a record, or it's time for a Super Bowl or something to that nature. And the shoe surgeon never really missed the mark when it comes to these let's say endeavors, or these opportunities that come across his desk, because when something that you're so passionate about comes out on a canvas, which is a shoe this go around, you put your all into it, whether it be materials, whether it be time consumed, whether it be conversations, invoices sent back and forth, but you know that you're giving it your all when it comes to this stuff. And I want to highlight just a few of the specialties that he's, taking part in some of this footwear space. And we might as well start at the very top, where he took on a project for, one of our guys, sneakerhead alone, NBA player, PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker was brought with an assignment for the shoe surgeon to execute. It seemed to be a Jordan 1 / Off-White / Travis Scott-esque type of sneaker, where it came in with a whopping $250,000 price ticket, where it included diamonds, it came along with a bracelet, it came along with Python authentic leather, and the time consumed put together for this project came out to be a whopping $250,000. Not saying that PJ Tucker leaves any stones unturned when it comes to footwear, because we know PJ loves a pair of sneakers, but the fact that he put his time, money, and effort into a man and trusted the vision for one of one that you would never see again, that right there is kind of mad. It's a little sickening, but if you got it, flaunt it. If you got it, spend it. He's PJ Tucker, so he's known for that. So we can't even be really, really upset with him. I can be, but he shouldn't be, because he was happy with his purchase. Another athlete that was invited by the shoe surgeon to take on a project was OBJ. OBJ was playing in the Super Bowl and requested to have a custom cleat made for himself, where the swoosh included real diamonds. And OBJ has a couple of shoes done by the shoe surgeon, but I think this one was very special because this was his Super Bowl shoe. He did end up winning the Super Bowl. He ended up, unfortunately, tearing his ACL. Well, he looked like he was on a momentum to actually have a great game, possibly an MVP type of game. But, the moment was the footwear, the pregame, the catches, and all of that. But guess what? He had that moment captured in that footwear. And that's, amazing. But the price point, let's discuss the price point at $150,000 spent on this shoe. Once again, these are athletes. These are stars. These are guys making moments. So the price ticket, it might mean more to us than them, but guess what? For them, it's a moment in time that they'll never forget. So they're willing to spend this high price ticket. Yeah, high might be an understatement. But LeBron James also reached out, and he gave the project of making a custom 101 LeBron James Nike 15, I believe the number was. And this was no normal sneaker. This sneaker came in at a whopping $100,000. In fact, it was a gold sneaker made out of gold, encrusted gold, in a case, gold medallion. It was a momentous shoe for a record that he was breaking at the time. And the fact that the shoe surgeon hit it to every element, from the eyelets to the laces to the check, lacing all gold, was just super fire, and it came out amazing. And me just looking at the process, I'm gonna share with you guys the process of making this shoe was so dope that it's priceless at that point, because the storyline behind it, what it took to make the shoe, and look who it's for. It's for LeBron James. LeBron James in year 20 is still doing things that we would dream about. So to spend a little pocket change on that, he spends $1 million on his body alone, pause, and getting himself right for the season. So it's a little 100,000 of LeBron James, man. That's nothing. We've seen a lot of other shoes created. We don't really have direct price points for it. Matter of fact, let's discuss Devin Haney. Devin Haney did come out for an undisputed fight in a all shoe surgeon custom apparel done, and it was dope. But the moment we speak about again, he fought that fight in all the shoe surgeon outfit, but it was for an undisputed fight. Those pictures right there will be circulated forever. He paid a pretty price ticket for it, but at the end of the day, you can't put a price on your moment. He's one of few in history to ever done what he's done, and it made sense for him to spend that that price tag, in his opinion. So my opinion, I'm not spending $45,000 on a pair of boots, some shorts, and some gloves, but who am I? I'm Remo. That's Devin. He's a champ. I'm not. Makes sense for him, not for me. But some of his other work, he's also worked with players like Dak Prescott. He's worked with Aaron Rodgers. He's worked with Travis Kelce, Caleb Plant, Javante Tank Davis. Some of the most dopest shoes we've seen came in the boxing space as well, because Caleb Plant did have a pair of what the Dunk inspired boxing shoes made by the shoe surgeon. He also made a pair of Freddy Krueger sneakers that was just amazing. The fact that the detail that was in there, and he actually hit the point with that was like, we're paying attention to the fight, but if you're a real sneakerhead and you appreciate sneakers, you be like, yo, what are those? He like, where'd he get those from? And you'll never see it again because it's a one on one, of course. We've seen him do for Tank Davis. We've seen him do a pair of 420 dunks that he made. What fight did he make that for? Was that the Ryan Garcia fight? That might have been the Ryan Garcia fight. He wore a pair of 420. They known as skunks. But the shoe surgeon put together some shoes for that. Just making moments like this in life is just super dope. And it's times that we might not see this again because sneakers come and they go so fast. But the fact that like they're putting art into footwear, and he's not as crazy in the scene as he once before was, where he was doing it for everybody. And the reason behind that would be he also has started a class where he brings in other people that wants to learn the craft. But this does course as well. This comes in at another $5,000. So you could go to Yale, you could go to Harvard, or you could go to the shoe surgeon. Pay a semester, $5,000. But learning the craft that you could take on to further your career in that direction of the sneaker space, I don't see as a bad investment if you're really into it. The thing is that the creative spirit in you would know if you're willing to pull out that $5,000 or not. Are you or are you not? Leave a comment below. Let us know. Would you be taking the class? Would you be interested in buying a custom pair of shoes? Me, I think I'm gonna head out to Foot Locker, but I mean, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. And we'll be right back after a little break. Welcome back to Let's Talk Fashion. We got a special guest in the house, my brother Mark, aka the Fresh Feen, aka the Dad Fiend, aka I'll let him introduce because that motherfucker got mad names.
The Fresh Father. That's my
Mm,
now. That's my new name. My new
okay.
lifestyle.
I knew shit was a little. I knew shit was a little different, so I'll let you take care of it, man.
Yeah,
What's going on, Mark? How you been, man? First and foremost, it's been a while.
yeah. I've been good, man. I've been health conscious lately,
Yeah,
so that's like my new thing. So I'm
I
like into
see.
that. I'm into
You
that
feel
heavily.
you feeling like me?
Yeah, bro. I had to like it get to a point where it's like you have to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you just look
I'm
at
getting
yourself
older.
like you're bugging.
I'll tell you one thing though, before we even jump into the topics, feeling good means dressing good because them sizes you start picking up your sizes easier now, baby.
Yeah, man. I all my shirts is big and that hurts me. You know?
Yeah, to your soul. But let's jump right into this, man. All right, so basically, we know you from streetwear, sneakers, customs,
Hmm.
custom designs, repairs, and just being like a dude that's been for the forefront of fashion and in your own lane because it's like you never really have to wait for a movement to say that I'm going to be doing this. And by the
Yeah.
time you're doing this, is a little bit too late. Would you say is the right way to describe it?
Yeah, because it's like I try to avoid the trends, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like style and fashion is two different things. Because a lot of people are fashionable, but it's because they're told how to be, and then some
Mm-hmm.
people are just like that because they're style first. They see things and like they know how to just make things look good.
Mm-hmm.
So like for me, that was my goal. I was like, it don't have to be a brand. It don't have to be in style. I like old shit. I don't even like new clothes. So If it looked good in the 90s to me, that's still hot. So I would wear it now.
Yeah. Being that you said the 90s, born in the 80s,
Hmm.
grew up in the 90s, and became your own person in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So, what would you say was your introductory point to the footwear game, first and foremost?
But with my uncles and then Michael Jordan. Because my pops used to watch basketball.
Mm-hmm.
All his friends, my growing up, my father was the spot, my crib. So when the Knicks played the Bulls, everybody's in my house. So I'm
Yeah,
seeing sneakers, I'm seeing different dudes come in what they wear. I'm seeing the stuff my uncles is wearing, and then you go to school and you start seeing the kids what they wear. Like, oh shit, I want those. So
yeah.
yeah, it started like that. I grew up in Brownsville too, and in Brownsville in the '90s, there's a lot of drug dealers. So you've seen a lot of style every morning.
That was like our Harlem. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
going to the
saying?
store to get some sour candies, some sour patch kids or whatever. It was always niggas in front of the store, but them
Mm-hmm.
niggas was fly because they sold
Yeah.
drugs.
I always tell people nowadays, compared now to then, the eras could never interlap because it wasn't just about one name or one shoe. You had a plethora of options where you could be your own person, even in a different brand. It didn't even have to be Nike.
Yeah, it
But
was
today,
less.
yeah,
Yeah, it was just more so like peoples was supporting who was hot. If Bo people wore Bo Jackson because Bo Jackson was just him at the time. Deion
yeah,
Sanders, same thing. Even with the Jordans, Jordan was the man. People wore Mikes. That's
yep,
just who it was. But then when Charles Barkley got his shoe, people supported whoever was hot. Now, who's really hot for real?
yeah. I say the same thing, man.
You know
Because
what I'm
at some
saying?
point
Like,
in time,
I
I
don't
think
want no
last
Paul Georges.
no, I don't even think he wears his own sneakers anymore. That's kind of crazy. But I mean, it is what it is. But like, I think just the '90s was just like a whole different era because I remember I could give you my experience of my first real sneaker moment. My parents West Indian as hell, man. I remember I went to school. My moms would not buy me them Jordans, them eights. I remember
Oh.
the, she would not get them for me. She took me to Payless. She got me a pair of some shit called Olympians. I tied them bitches up. I'm playing basketball in the schoolyard. The goddamn tongue fell out.
No, see, yeah.
I cried. I got teased. My pops, shout out to my pops, took me down to a local spot around here called Sneaker Corner. Everybody in
Okay.
Flatbush, they know Sneaker Corner. And he bought me my first pair of Jordans, man. The white and black bunny rabbit joints.
Funny
Man,
story.
shoot.
That was my first favorite sneaker. Was the Aqua Eights. That's
Yep.
my first sneaker memory. This kid came into school late, and he had them on, and I was just like, "Yo, what's those?" He said, "The Jordans." I was like, "Jordan, no wear blue and purple." And then he
Facts.
showed me the tongue, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Those are really Jordans." I showed my pops, and he
Colorful,
bought me them the same day.
colorful as hell. It was a different
Yeah,
time.
my
Between
father
what was
took me to
crazy,
Pick and Avenue that same day, and we got them.
I wore those sneakers and I remember cleaning them every step of the way until my toes was in it like locked and I couldn't wear them no more. But that was my first one, so it's like that's it.
Yeah,
Like you can't unforget that.
yeah.
Those memories right there, I don't think kids like things come so fast for these kids and they force fed it. They don't have moments in shoes or moments with clothes because everything is force fed and the internet does a disservice, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's too much information, and it's misinformation because it's mostly hype. None of it is like solidified and like no, this is for really, this is for real. That a lot of that
Mhm.
shit be temporary shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember 2 years ago, Human Made was the most fire thing you can have on. Now it's like
Yes, yeah,
man.
it's no long lasting effect.
Right.
Shit is it's kind of weird to me, but it is what it is with these days. So now let's put them together when it comes to fashion and sneakers. What would you say is your best era combined with them both of them together?
2000, maybe 2014 to like maybe like 16, 17.
Mm-hmm.
Like early Adidas Yeezy time. That was like a good time in fashion
Mm-hmm.
because it was before everything got really like Off White existed, but it wasn't what it is, what it became. It was like people fucked with it, but not like now. Like now is like too much.
It was
But
right after the Pyrex field. Right
yeah,
after.
like Fear of God, but it was before Essentials Fear of God. Like Fear of God was like a big deal, but it was
Mm-hmm.
for a certain demographic. It wasn't for everybody, but a lot of people emulated those looks because of that time. And it had people trying. People
Mm-hmm.
don't have that. People don't try no more. A lot of shit now is sweats, and it's no
Spandex.
effort.
It's a lot
It's
going on
no
these
yeah,
days.
it's no effort no more. Like nobody layering no more. They not they just wearing designer, bro, and just saying they putting that shit on because they spend a lot of money. But that don't mean you look good.
This a Mary. This a Mary. That's all I hear. This a Mary.
Don't that don't mean and if you look at fashion, it's moved on from that skinny jeans. That's over with.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the
They
hood
mad.
is always the last to know. you know?
Listen, they look at me like I'm crazy sometimes. I'm like, listen, man, you got to keep it going. Certain size pants, call for certain size shoes.
Right.
Like it
Yeah.
comes as a pair. Like we say, fashion comes with shoes. In my era, like I think my favorite era might be maybe '05 to like nah, I'm bugging, not 5. Yeah, 6 to like 10. I like that whole rich young era.
Hmm.
Uh
Yeah.
what was that? Stinking Rotten Apple.
Yeah, that
Having
was
to
that was
really like that was a different era where you had to go to boutiques.
yeah, that was
Like
the hood
leave your
streetwear
house.
era.
Yeah, you have to leave your house on a mission and say I was going to A Life or I'm going to Soho and I'm
Yeah.
going to go crazy. But you used
Early
to
Vinny's.
yeah, you used to be able to hunt. Like I think the fun of the internet took the fun out of shopping as well.
See, not really. It depends on what you shop for. See, I'm into vintage shit. So
Mm-hmm.
I could always go out somewhere and see different things because it's endless. Like you have never seen all the clothes in the world. You won't. It's not possible. So if
Yeah,
you go older, you
I
gonna
meant
come
more
across something you probably never seen before.
I meant more for the sake of like, yo, you and your man's going, like y'all all going to get ready and we gonna make today a day. Like we gonna stop uptown, we gonna stop at Pegasus, or we gonna
Oh
head to
yeah,
Jersey, then we gonna go to ECAP City, we gonna go to Blue
yeah,
Jeans on 145th, and then by the time we come back to Brooklyn, we gonna shop at the Little Vinny's before Vinny's became Vinny's, like, you know?
yeah, yeah. That's over with now. Everybody now just go to the mall. They go
Yeah.
to the
I the last time I got something from the mall. This shit is crazy though.
yeah. I don't go to the mall, man. They don't have nothing for me. I
It's
like
a
old clothes.
yeah, it's a different feel, man. Like I like that era, but I don't like people as much. So I guess this era should be the era for me because I don't really like,
Yeah,
like I wouldn't
that's a
say
fact.
antisocial, but like there's a
I
lot of weird
am.
people outside. Like, you know?
I am. I'm antisocial. I'll be mad as hell when people recognize me in the thrift. Yo, I'll be like, shit.
Yeah,
I
they,
gotta
they
switch
need
the
your
thrift
they
out
need
there.
your advice, man.
They be asking for it too. Like, yo, where the other spot you be going to? Like, I can't give you that.
Uh,
I can't give you
got,
all the locations, bro.
gotta save some of the gems. Gotta save some of them.
Yeah.
Let's get into your experience in the footwear game. So
Hmm.
what got you started into that per se?
As far as what collecting or like fixing them.
As far as repairs, like repairs and
Oh,
custom, because like that,
yeah,
like you were big in Brooklyn for that.
yeah. That was at the time, like being a sneakerhead. You have a lot of shoes, right? So you just wear your shoes, wear and tear. Back then, Jordan threes, you wear them a little bit, the paint would crack, and I
Yeah.
hated that. So I was like, it got to be a way to fix that shit. So I figured out, I taught myself how to fix it for me, just so I could have my shits fresh whenever I needed to wear mine. They was clean, and I don't got to worry about the cracks. So I had posted it
Mm.
just like to see what happened. People would hit me up like, "Yo." Fix mine. How much you charge? I'm like, oh shit, I never even charged nobody. I'm like $20. They was, I was like, that,
Crack,
but I
cracking your
couldn't believe.
prices.
Yo, I couldn't believe people would pay me for that. So I'm like, yeah, $20. They're like $20. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
Once I got like good, I was like, yo, your prices is trash. They gotta go up. But
yeah,
that come with experience in business because I had a job at that time. I was just really doing that for me. But then it became like a hobby. Then it became a business, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
yeah,
Cause everybody was like, yo, you know, Fiend, dudes in Jersey, yo, this dude Fiend. I'm like, I know this nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? But but
yeah,
I
man.
so your experience in that lane, being a sneakerhead, right? Now, when
Hmm.
it comes to sneakers today, it's easy to say the lack of creativity. That's why we see so many retros or non-inspiration. But what would you say is the pinpoint reason that sneakers are so the feel of it is different, the creativity is different in the footwear game?
Because they made everything hype and they killed nostalgia.
Mhm,
So whereas now people don't want a retro unless it's a collaboration with a brand like Amamanier or Fragment or any brand. It could be any brand. Like, oh, they got the gallery department Asics.
mhm.
Like, why? Why do it have to be that for you to like it? And then Nike don't drop new heat. Like I remember when I was a kid, every year new Air Max was coming out, and it was hard. Like yo, the 97s is tough. Yo, the 98s. I remember those Air Max. Every year was a new shoe. Every year Michael Jordan got a new shoe. Players now,
They not hot. They not
the
hot.
shoes are really. I mean, I get the shoes got technology now, but what happened to the shoe looking good? Them Devin Bookers. That's a good player, and you fumble giving him such a trash looking shoe.
Yeah,
This is one of the league's most exciting players. His shoe should, show that. They had Kyrie, and they used to do that well with him, and they let him go. But it's like outside of him, I don't see no singular player moving shoes. Kevin Durant, they don't even they about to retro his shoes because his current shoes don't do anything.
yeah. And I think they at the four. They dropping the fours now, right? Remember LeBron's used to be.
Galaxies.
Remember the LeBron's was a thing back in the day. You had South Beaches. You had all types of
Yeah.
LeBron's. But that
Right. And
feel,
those were original ideas. It was just a color. It
yeah, yeah,
wasn't collab. It was because LeBron wore it, you wanted it. You didn't want it because it was off white. You know what I'm saying? So once they killed that,
yeah,
regular shoes don't impact culture because people aren't stylish. But back in the day, a lot of those shoes people show now as retros, we wouldn't really care for back then. It was a normal sneaker. They weren't hard to get. You just wore it for a weekend or you wore it for a party. You could just go get shoes back then. Shoes weren't resold. So a lot of the shoes that they bring up now, people may think are corny,
mm,
but that was the era for that shoe. That's what the nostalgia was. Now bring that shoe back, but they have to collab it, or people won't want it.
what's crazy is they used to go so far with the creativity of new sneakers that they gave us the Boeings, the Vince Carters. Shits had shots on and all types of shit. We didn't give a shit what was we wanted them. To the point they made those runners. They made them into running sneakers, used the same technology and made them runners. And we ate them up because the culture was so much different and we were willing to embrace new. But these
Yeah,
new kids, they want everything that's old or everything that's hot. Let's put Travis on it. Let's bake it hot to the point where he's dropping straight trash and people gonna buy it just cause.
because it's Travis Scott. Now they can't sell a shoe without that. That's what I'm saying. Like it has to be a J Balvin or DJ Khaled or Travis Scott or Bad Bunny or like these people aren't athletes, but you use them to sell shoes, and there's no nostalgia tied to that shoe. No, J Balvin was hot in 2018. I'm sorry, but Bad Bunny done been took that spot for Spanish people. So how does he still have a shoe? Why does he have a shoe? Why can't a regular person get in there and create something for the new kids? Let's focus on shoes that never retro. I see they starting to do 17s now, but they want $300 for them.
Yeah, for a
Why?
plastic case. They got to be shitting me. I just think like the sneaker point where they want for the money aspect of it, it's unreal because the attention isn't even there to these sneakers. So now it becomes a money grab based on those that were old enough to remember it. But then they overproduce it and the shit's just set. They just sit. It makes no sense. They
Yeah,
never went back
yeah.
with what's that guy? McLemore? McLemore.
Macklemore.
He had fire little lineup. They ain't never bring him back.
But they never released
Yeah,
them.
kicked him to the curb. Like I don't know what happened. This shit was
Yeah,
hot.
yeah. Just like the Drake Jordans. At one point, that was a very hot shoe, and now you go on StockX, they not worth more than $300.
Because I think he just like he never became the fashion icon to go along with who he was
Yeah,
as a rapper or a singer, whatever you want to label him as. Don't come for me. Don't
it's
come
just
for
like
me.
a lot of.
Most Def said it, not me.
Like, is Drake hip hop? I know.
Drake
Because
is
we're here
pop.
for truth. We're here for
Drake
truth.
Drake is pop to me.
Right, that's fair. In the sense that it's charting like pop music, popular music.
In the sense, like if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song.
No, a lot of stuff be for the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah,
Be for the
yeah.
moment.
I think even like Tiana Taylor. I think Adidas dropped the ball with her initially, and then Nike got a chance, but I don't see them like giving her a lane. That's a lane for female sneakers, but they ain't gonna keep running it for whatever reason. But I asked you
They
that
got
question because I think the appropriate people aren't being placed in these lanes to create. See, like guys like you who have a different eye to make customs or use different materials or give a silhouette to somebody that's from the 80s and bring some kind of new feel to it, new energy from a creative eye. I think that's what's missing. Because when Jordan first came out with these
mm,
Jordans, they were given new opportunities to designers to come out and use new technology that we haven't seen yet. But what they're doing is they're
yeah.
reaching back from the past to recreate a moment that was a moment in history. History never repeats itself to the highest level. You might get a little hit, you might get a little whiff of it, but guess what? Niggas that really, really love they sneakers and really love a certain silhouette, they don't keep them in a box. They wear them shits.
That's a fact. Uh it's tough because they do have new designers making new things, but Nike wants they don't let these people create
Mhm.
fully. So it's like if Nike has a new technology, they're gonna force it on the designers to use it in the new
Mhm.
LeBron because it's LeBron and that he should get the best we have in performance and all of that crap. And then when the shoe comes, like, oh, it's super light, it got this kind of thing. People don't give a damn about none of that, bro. The shoe is ugly. The shoe looks like a LeBron one on a, but it's a new mold. It
Yeah.
cut it out. Cut it out. You this is LeBron James. This is the arguably one the best player ever, and his shoe is dirt. And he's with the same brand that made Michael Jordan. You have this athlete, and you give him this.
See, the thing is, with that being said, it's kind of like the people that they have in the room designing these shoes, sneakers, using these new technologies. I don't think they can equate to the fashion side. Can this sneaker be worn off court as well? Like that Devin Booker, I
Yeah,
don't even want to wear it on court, let alone off the court. Like, what are we doing?
it it,
That's worse than a dad
it
shoe.
looks like
That's worse than a dad shoe.
it looks like a hush puppy Nike.
That's craziness, man. Wow.
It is. But I think they should let like Tinker Hatfield design a LeBron. You know how certain producers work well with certain
Yeah.
artists? Let the guy that designed the Michael Jordan 3 through 14 that should have a shot at designing a shoe for LeBron just to see
Yeah.
how it comes out.
To see if he's past the prime.
I don't like he's designed the Air Max 1. He designed more than Jordans. He designed the Hirachis. Like, let this nigga make a
Yeah.
LeBron. Let's see what happens. Why doesn't Nike think to do
See if
things
you
like that?
catch what is it, lightning in a bottle. You know.
Never know.
So now, when it comes to footwear, so now if they said we want X sneaker brand with the Fiend, let it be the Fiend ones or whatever you want to label it as, what would that brand be and why?
It would have to be Nike. Gotta be Nike. Nike just that's my favorite shoe brand, so it would have to be Nike, and I would need full creative control. And I don't want to use nothing retro. Everything would be new. It would be a whole new shoe, 100% designed by me. Every single part of that shoe would be mine, the way I made it. I don't want no input from no Nike executives. I don't want no limitations on what materials I can use. I want full creative control to make a brand new shoe. Brand new. It's not gonna be an Air Max. It's not gonna be a Jordan. I don't want to make a retro or nothing. A whole new shoe.
Okay, okay. Like I had a previous episode
And I'm
I
not,
discussed. I said, if you had give me an opportunity to be with a brand, I'd probably say Y3. Give me a chance to
Mhm.
really like put my stamp on it because I think that brand has potential in some silhouettes that I enjoy, but I don't think they have no creative spirit over there. And then Adidas, I think they do. That's not easy. I just think they do too much. It's like which lane you want to be in. Do you want to be a runner? They came back, and they do anything with the Sambas. That's real hot right now. That's like a dad casual smoker look. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
It's a good shoe. It's a
yeah,
suburban shoe.
it's a London-esque Soho feel. You could throw it on, walk your
Yeah.
dog. You get all types of feels from it. But I think Y3 has a couple silhouettes that I enjoy that, they gave me a chance. I want to play with some materials and soul, and I think I could get a Rick Owens feel out of it with my own little twist. So I can have like a hybrid sneaker, you know what I mean? But if it was strictly in the
Mm-hmm.
lane of like performance, it would probably have to be Nike. And I don't know which like if they had to limit me to a silhouette, I don't know which one would be mine, but it definitely probably wouldn't be a Jordan. I know for a fact.
If I had a silhouette, I would use the Tim Duncan foam posit.
The second one, the big one, the bulky one.
The yeah, yeah. I would do a shoe. I would use that shoe to make
Mm.
something on that because nobody never did
Yeah,
it.
they never.
They always use the up tempos.
I still don't. I don't know which one I would play around with. I couldn't say. I guess that's some homework for myself. But if I could get in the Nike tree, I know it could be some shit that I could play around with, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
I did discuss earlier in the show how the influence of uh whether it be athlete, whether it be a star boxer, whatever, how they translate their likeness, their performance on the court, on the field, in the ring, wherever it might be, wherever the arena of work is, to leveraging it to when it comes to endorsements. So when it comes to endorsements, what do you feel is the best lane for an athlete to use endorsements to their advantage when it comes to sales?
Um, I would do like the Chris Paul route. Try to get like some ads, like he
Mm,
does the insurance. They got that whole thing going with the Cliff Paul, and you see Steph Curry doing that same thing. So something like that where you could use your likeness outside of a sport where it's not attached
mm.
to the sport. So this way, when you get old, like you look at Shaq. Shaq doesn't have to play basketball no more, but he got more commercials than active
Yeah, he
basketball
ain't played
players.
basketball in how long? He still got
But,
icy
but
hot.
right, because Shaq presented his personality, even though he was. That's why he did the corny movies. All that meant was, oh, this dude we could use him. We could sell
Yeah.
stuff through him, and that's how you got to do it. If you got a Gatorade ad, you only could do that while you playing. Once you retire, ain't nobody want to see your old ass with no Gatorade.
That's crazy. Yeah, you telling the truth then. Cause like, you know, I say these dudes, they be so focused on being nice on the court. But once you accept that league minimum for the first time, you for the rest of your career,
all illegal from Africa. That's what you get. Like, you know what I'm saying? The one time you take that shit, whether it be
Yo,
for a title or whatever, you no longer are in that max category or the 4-year deal category. And then year by year, that bag is gonna start decreasing. So it's like, what else you gonna do when you get
yeah.
off the court now? Or when you get off the field? Now your baby
Now you
mama
see,
after you
now you
and
see every ball player got a
listen,
podcast
man,
now.
they trying to leverage their personality, but they didn't make it big enough when everybody was paying attention though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I seen your man Carmelo podcast. It's funny, but it's crazy to see him talk that
Yeah.
much. I never seen
I think,
Carmelo talk so much.
I think he
He
had a
never
lot.
talked.
He probably got a lot to say, and he got a lot of fans, so they always want to know a lot of the stories. Because being that you say he was so quiet, he actually had something to say. So
Yeah.
people are just feeding until like
Mhm.
they salivating at the mouth. They hear exactly what took place between him and Garnett. They want to know what happened
He talked
briefly,
about
but
it.
he didn't get into it. Like, you know what I'm saying, we didn't get the nooks and crannies of it all. But he's one of the guys who he's done a lot off the court as well with with his
For
likeness as
sure.
well, because he's one of the guys we speak of where he started taking league minimums, and them league minimums never stopped. He found his ass out the league at one point. You know what I'm saying? But he has so many business
Yeah.
endeavors on it, whether it be the wine, whether it be the clothing, business investments with Nas and Ring doorbells and all types of stuff. So he did well. Yeah, he
That
did
was
well for
huge.
himself. But before we get
Yeah.
out of here, let's leave us with a quote when it comes to wearing sneakers.
Your shoes should always be clean. Yeah. So I mean, it depends on what you're doing, but if you're
Mm-hmm.
dressed, you're going somewhere nice. You shouldn't have dirty
No dirty
shoes.
shoes.
You know. Yeah. No. I can help you if they are.
Quote that. Yo, let them know where they can follow you
Yeah.
if you want to be followed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know you're a man thing.
At the Fresh Father. At the Fresh Father, the Podium Podcast. YouTube, the Podium Podcast. Instagram, the Fresh Father. Same on TikTok. I got a TikTok now. Ugh. I'm old, man.
You
I'm
gotta have
trying to
fun
learn
with
this
it.
shit.
Make another hit.
This ain't what you want. Project, this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want.
You gotta do all that. No, no. All right, my
No,
bad.
no,
My
I
bad.
ain't doing that.
Yo, I appreciate you for
Uh,
joining me. Until next time, my guy.
yes,
I'm
thank you
glad for
for
you coming
having me,
through on
bro.
the reboot.
Appreciate you.
And we got
Definitely a big shout out to the homie Mark for jumping on with us. And with that being said, let's get into our last segment. You already know what this one is. It's our fashion or clashing segment where we discuss throughout the week different looks that we discuss over there on rich_threads on my Instagram. And we grab the most outlandish or some of the dopest fits that we might see. And we come over here and we discuss it. And this week's episode, we're going to highlight somebody who's been in the space for some time. Mr. Wiz Khalifa, Pittsburgh's own. He's been around for a while, 10 plus years. Came in as the stoner, the skateboarder look with the tight pants and the Jordans. And that was kind of his look that he was known for. And then it kind of evolved where he became a little bit more fashion forward with suits. He got a little bit of size on him now. So he started working out, kickboxing and all that. But now his whole aesthetic has kind of changed where Wiz has gone nuclear. I don't know what to call it. I don't know how to describe it. But he has a new stylist. And we discussed his new stylist last week, been slacking. And Wiz is kind of like on a Balenciaga rampage right now. I per se can't tell you exactly what's going on and why. But let's just start off with saying it's a clashing for me. I'm not feeling some of the looks at all, whether it be the funky glasses, whether it be the long shoes or the big shoes or the extra big jeans. He has this look about him that doesn't scream fashion and it doesn't scream clean. And I'm not with it. I'm not jacking it. So Wiz, you get a clashing. You're not taking part in this right now. And something that is really mind-boggling right now. It's a sock sneaker. Sneaker sock. ankle sock shoes. I don't know what to exactly label it as, but it's weird. It's new, and it's a different space when it comes to footwear and fashion. And we've been seeing it rolling out with Kanye at first. And we didn't really understand it. We didn't know whether he was walking around barefoot or he's walking around in socks on purpose, or he was trying to show us a message of the way things are going to be in the future. Well, I guess the future's right now because these things have hit the market. And boy, have they hit the market. When it comes to the market, Yeezy has dropped his sneaker socks for $200. These things are creative, I guess, for the most part. But I'm not taking part in it. I don't see the necessity of it, and I don't see myself wearing this anywhere but inside of the house. And for that note, I'm going to hit the clashing on that one. But it gets worse because it's not a design, it's not a product, it's not a hype, needed product from everybody else, unless the high end put a hold on to it. And yes, they have. Bottega Veneta has joined in on the sneaker sock, shoe esque wave, and they had put it out for $1,100. Yeah, 1,100. Wow.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Wow. But on that note, they try to give us a different feel to this sneaker sock shoe, where it's a knit. It almost looked like a crochet sag sock that you might wear to dance class. And for me personally, I don't care who had it. They had ASAP Rocky presented to the public, and I guess this was supposed to be a sticking point because ASAP wore it, but for $1,100, it's a hard clashing for me. And you will not see me in that shoe at $1,100. If it was given to me now, maybe that's a whole nother story. We can have a whole nother type of discussion. But for me to purchase that shoe, it's not happening. I'm not with it, and it's definitely a clashing. Wait. There's one more. Balenciaga. You got some goddamn nerve to roll out something like this and not even give a price point to what it's going to cost the public. But
Come on, I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
look of it alone is like, that's not what we want. That's not what we asked. We didn't ask for a sock, shoe, sock, sneaker, whatever. But if Bottega went at $1,100, please believe that Balenciaga is following up behind that price or higher. With that being said, we are clashing this whole sneaker sock wave because it ain't a look for us. And no, we ain't doing it. And we ain't paying for that. We don't pay for poop. That's a fact. Well, with that, it's going to wrap up today's show. I appreciate you guys for checking in. Don't forget to comment down below. Hit us up on the Discord. Comment, like, subscribe, share it to somebody. Grab somebody like, yo, come here, come watch this. You would really like something like this. And if you would like somebody to jump on the show that we think should have a discussion with us, give us a shout out, man. Let us know. Rich_threads, they could contact me. And we here. With that being said, until next week, we out of here.